What did you think of this morning's session?
It went to show the awareness and the importance of brand and how to get a message over to the consumer is very important, but also how the influence in the consumer is very important as well. And through brand awareness, you can do that.
I thought it was very interesting and very dynamic, actually. And the fact that we have some clips and some questions as well, I thought it made it really dynamic. The information was interesting as well in terms of what people think about GM and PAP and the dilemma between the two, and I was quite surprised that people had a very negative impression of PAP.
I thought it was very lively and very pertinent to the situation at the moment. We know there's all this scepticism about GM. I'm particularly interested in the meat and bone meal coming back in, because it is an ingredient that is very useful, good available sources of protein and minerals. So yes, it would be a good thing to come back in, certainly for the poultry industry.
I think it was very interesting, thought-provoking. There's a number of issues that are very key to our industry going forward. I think ownership of those issues and ownership of how we take them forward are clearly critical to us as an industry. And thinking of an industry, I believe we're an awful lot better at that now than we ever were. And that can only be good for us.
I thought it was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I thought Phil, the chap that gave the initial talk, brilliant, absolutely what the industry needed, to have sort of an outsider's perspective over an issue such as, you know, the MG, the PAP and the tractor was just what everybody needed. So I thought it was fantastic.
And where do we go from here?
Very good question. I mean, we're a very diverse industry. There's people coming from all sorts of different directions. I suppose the NFU is our mouthpiece, and therefore, from a leadership perspective, I think it needs to be the NFU that leads it. But collectively, we've all got to be doing things, and I think the Open Farm Sunday is an absolutely fantastic example of us getting together as an industry, but doing it all in our own way.
But I think we also need to make sure that we're getting through to the people who actually are the influencers and who get through to the consumer. But also I think the retailer has a big responsibility, and the retailer is the interface with the customer, and I think a lot less rests on their shoulders.
Well, I think via the NFU, which I think do a very good job anyway, to push that forward through things like Open Farm Sunday, but also through forums such as yourself, Adam, with Countryfile and lots of other programmes and lots of other media outlets, to engage with the consumer, because I think they generally will be engaged by it.
I think we're looking towards the people who are already in the industry, like the British chicken marketing, which has died back a bit, but that needs to come to the fore again to try and push it. And James Hook with his Red Tractor programme, again, that should be the main push, something people know and trust.
For us as an industry, I think we need to get into the schools, for example, early on. Early education is key. Get it prime all the way through up the teenage years, where they're really successful with these sort of this level of information, and hopefully it'll carry on into the adulthood and choices that they make.
I think it's everybody's responsibility. So I think we've all got our places to move forward. You know, obviously, I mean, from the pig industry's perspective, the levy board, all the individual producers have all got to really up their game, become the face of the industry, not just a farmer, not just a levy board, not just a retailer. We've all got to come together.